Hello, and welcome to another episode of r/No Sleep. The last video I put out, for some reason, did not do as well as I had anticipated. These videos usually do pretty well. The last one did not. I'm not sure why. I feel like it was the best editing and storytelling that I have done yet on this channel. I did change the thumbnail like 4 times, so I don't know if that affects it, but we're back at it. We are not letting that deter us from telling these stories because, like I said, I enjoy telling these stories, and as long as you guys enjoy reading them, I guess, or listening, whatever it is, thank you so much. I will continue making these. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of a shorter no sleep story. This one was actually recommended to me by my girlfriend. She was looking through here and she found this story. She said, you should do a video about this one. It's a little short, so I thought that was kind of nice too. Usually the stories that I do on this channel are about 30 to 45 minutes. And also, if this story is not very good, we can just blame Laura. It was her fault. She recommended this story. So if it's not good, email her. It's her fault. So the story we are going to be reading today is actually pretty old. It's 12 years old now. So that's, in internet years, that's like 100 years. So this is an ancient tale from the dark ages of the internet, 2012. This story was originally written by this guy here, SX Bennett. Put his information up on here, as well as in the description. And the name of this story is That's Not My Mother. Like I said, pretty old story. Some of you might have not even existed in 2012. This is actually my first time reading this story as well, so we're kind of going to be experiencing this together for the first time. Saturday mornings used to be my favorite time of the week. Waking up fully rested with the sun streaming in through the blinds. Nothing to get ready for, just time to lie in bed and hear bits of breakfast conversation float in from the kitchen and birds chirp from the tree outside my window. Man, this guy's just got like a Looney Tunes lifestyle, I have to say. That's the picture of that I get is just very, very Looney Tune-esque. The birds chirping out the window as you lay in bed on a Saturday morning while your parents talk about financial hardships over pancakes and orange juice. The American dream. Of course, one morning was different. I had the dream years ago. I'm not entirely sure when, but I was just a little kid. It was one of those dreams that starts with you waking up. It was a Saturday morning. I woke up in bed as usual. Even now, it all feels so real. Everything was almost as it should have been, but it was a little bit off. The usual clank of silverware and low drone of morning conversation was gone, replaced by a muffled silence that I could almost feel inside of my ears. I had got out of bed and made my way to the kitchen. Just before I entered, I heard a quiet sizzling. I stepped in to find my mother scrambling eggs on the stove, as she frequently did, but it was wrong. Good morning. The words trickled from her lips, cold and flat. She didn't move at all, save the slight parting of lips to let the sound escape. Then I was struck by a horrible thought. I'm not sure how it came to me, but it suddenly filled my head, leaving no room for anything else. That's not my mother. Fear washed over me, permeated every cell in my body. I was frozen. Somehow, I choked the words out. Mom, what did we have for dinner last night? It was all I could think of. In my fear-filled brain, it was a foolproof test of identity. She didn't reply. Moments passed like hours, until her head slowly began to turn towards me. But I wasn't going to see what happened when I met her gaze. Suddenly freed, I bolted out of the kitchen as fast as my legs would carry me, and I woke up. Sun streamed in through the blinds. The normal welcome sound tickled my ears. I entered the kitchen and must have been visibly upset as I was greeted by my mother asking if I was all right. As I was about to reply, I looked into her eyes and saw an emptiness that wasn't there before. The fear I had felt came back, but I pushed it away and replied in an unconvincing voice, "Yeah, I'm fine. Saturday mornings aren't as nice anymore. I still wake up well rested and greeted by sunlight and familiar sounds. But every once in a while, I look into my mother's eyes, and my head is filled by that same horrifying thought. That is not my mother. Man, super short story here, but they did an amazing job at telling a simple story very well. I mean, there's nothing graphic, nothing even happened. He just had a dream that his mother was somebody else. Maybe a skinwalker, like we learned about in our last episode, maybe some type of demonic possession. We're really just left on the hook here to wonder, who is it? Where is his mother? Is this really her? I mean, very well done. Very good use of a short amount of words. That's the best way I can put it. And honestly, I always really like stories like this where it's very mundane, but it feels as if this can be interpreted into real life very easily, right? Like, some of these stories are so extreme, so extravagant, so embellished with horror that it doesn't really scare you. You know that this is never going to happen to you. But something so slight, so mundane as your mother cooking eggs in the morning, and for whatever reason, she is no longer your mother. Something about that being so simple, but so factual, I think it brings a nice level of horror to this that I like to read. I like stories like this. S.X. Bennett, great job. I have to give this a solid 5 out of 7 no sleeps. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start rating these stories. But very well done. 5 out of 7 is a pretty good score. I'm not even sure that I've ever read a 7 out of 7 story. Sometimes you read these and you're like, man, this is the best one I've ever read. And then someone sends you a link and this one's even better. It's hit or miss, but I would say on the r/no sleep subreddit, it's mostly hits. Personally, for me. That's all I'm saying. Very good stories. And I appreciate all of the people that write these. They do very good work. And I love reading them. So if you guys like listening to me read them or reading them as the text goes by on the screen, let me know in the comments and go check out the links below so you can read the original stories. And I will catch you guys next time.